Okay. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Wave, give me a hello, give me a thumbs up. Can you see? Can you hear? I'm super excited to have you all here for Mind Your Business Day 1. This is a special event that we are doing. I see some thumbs up and some loves. I love it. And this is a completely interactive workshop. Okay. So, what does that mean? We have a lot of things that we are doing different. If you've ever been to one of my workshops before, this is totally different. Okay. Why? Because we're not talking really so much about business today. We're really talking about this thing. And how do you actually master your mind so that you can master your business? And this is the whole focus of what we're going to be doing. And I want to remind you that there are lots of tools and resources and things that we have here for you. And I want to make sure if you see the scroll down below, that you are getting your workbooks, you're registered, and we have everything here for you. Okay. So, what I want to do is first get started and tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing over the next few days and kind of give you an understanding of what you should do, what you should have. Now, there's a workbook. Okay. So, you want to make sure that you have your workbook. And there's actually going to be, these are what we call mind guides. Okay, so let me kind of give you an idea of what some of these will look like. Okay, so as we're going along, there's all these different mind guides that we have for you. Okay, and each of these mind guides will be different every single day. So these are the 3 that we are going to give you today. Okay. Hello, everybody. Tell me where you're coming in from. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you can hear me. Okay. So these are 3 that we're going to give away today. And it's super easy for you to get those. All you have to do is just type answer some questions, let us know you're here, comment. Somebody's here from Ontario, Canada. I love it. So let me know where you guys are coming in from because we want to give you guys all of these. Hey, Julie, good to see you here. Who else is here? Let me know as we're going along. Awesome. Nadia, good to see you here too. Congratulations. Nadia is it Nadia? Yeah, Nadia is a platinum member, and she is the newest member to the iconic Leadership Academy. So she's one of the amazing people that is going to be skyrocketing her business this year. So congratulations, Nadia. We're very excited to be working with you. And you have a great business and it's going to be a great business. Hi, Julie. Julie also is phenomenal. Julie is one of our platinum members as well. And so what am I talking about? Platinum, silver, and gold. So platinum means that you have everything. Anything that you see here, you're going to get. Okay. And that means you get all of the replays and you can keep those. We have a special members area and you are very welcome, Nadia. So we have a special members area, and then you're going to go in there and access everything from day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And the platinum members also get an extra day, which is day 4. And that's a 2-hour training that's private. It's not public. It's not shown anywhere. And we're really going to go dive deep into what's still holding you back in your mindset. Now, if you're gold, you still get the replays for the following week, and you get the members area, and you also get some extra programs. And again, go down there to the Iconic Mind, you can see it. But you want to get your workbook, and we have today's workbook for you. Every day you're going to get another one over the next 3 days. So you're going to get a workbook for today. If you don't have the workbook, all you have to do is type workbook right now. Okay, so type workbook below and we will get you the workbook. And then what we want you to do is kind of follow along as we're going here. Okay, so what I want to do first is I want to find out from you guys, and whoever has, the top 5 commenters during this event, what I'm going to do is give you the first freebie. Okay. So what that one is, and I'm going to show it to you here. Let's see here. Okay. So we're going to give you this one. Okay. So this is really helping you with your mind talk. You know how you have all these voices in your head and you might have negative talk in your head. You might have positive, but we want you to have positive mind talk so you can really boost your confidence. Okay. And so, whoever has actively engaged in this, the top 5 commenters today are going to get this hashtag talk. We're going to get back with you and just say, if you're making a comment, just have to make one comment at least. So if you type hashtag talk, then we will put your name in the drawing to get that, and we will get the top 5 people, and we'll let you know tomorrow who has that. So all you have to do is hashtag talk. There you go. And that's going to put you into the drawing to get one of those gifts. Okay. So that one is the first one as far as really mastering your mindset, as far as what happens when you're not talking. What's the voices in your head? How many of you have voices in your head that are like, oh, you can't do that. You're not good enough. You've never tried something like that, right? And what we want to do is make sure that we can change that for you and turn it around. So every day we're going to give you 3 different mind guides that you can get, and then you can keep those because every day is going to build on each other. So let me give you the agenda. So today we're talking about erasing your fears, your doubts, your uncertainty, right? And tomorrow we're talking about rewiring your brain. And then the third day, we're going to show you the actual steps that you need to put together to make it work. Okay. So the biggest thing that we see with people as they come in, it happens with people that come to us, and it happens more often with people that don't work with us because they have a lot of doubts, fears, and uncertainties. And so what we want to do is erase anything that's holding you back, and erase the blocks. And what we're going to be doing is tapping into a lot of different teachings, a lot of my mentors. As you guys know, I have a PhD in this, and for 12 years, I studied predictable human behavior. So what does that mean? That means that the brain learns and acts in a predictable way based on how you think, where your consciousness level is, right? And so your consciousness level is like a temperature gauge, okay? And so if you can look at it, low consciousness and high consciousness, it's not necessarily up and down, like top is better than lower. It kind of goes around. Okay. And so we're going to talk about this, but what we're trying to do is raise the temperature, raise your level of consciousness so that your behavior is very predictable. So you know, hey, if I do this, this will work. If I do this, this will work, right? But sometimes you might be going around thinking, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm not sure. So this is going to give you the clarity that you need. Definitely a lot of neuroscience that we're covering here today. We're going to cover neuroscience, we're going to cover a lot of physics, and a lot of consciousness. So those are the 3 areas that I've been studying in, and that's what I want to teach you because it's the stuff that works. How many of you, raise your hand if which one have you tried? Put it down in the comments. Maybe you have tried, remember The Secret? And maybe you started doing like Abraham or Law of Attraction. How many of you have done tapping, right? And you tap here and tap here and tap here. How many of you have done that? How many of you have done vision boards? Anybody do vision boards? And how many do affirmations? I am the best. I am so great. Yep, I'm seeing some yeses here. I love it. Okay. And NLP. How many do NLP? Neuro linguistic programming. A lot of people. Yeah, Marnie, hey, great to see you. Marnie's done tapping. NLP. Anybody do NLP? How about CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy? If you've been with any kind of therapist or things like that, they probably do CBT with you. Let's see if there's some other ones I can think of. Some people might have done a lot of journaling, right? And journal for a day, journal for an hour. Okay. Some of you might have been taught to do meditation. I know there's a very famous person who tells you to meditate 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour at night. How many people have time for that? Not me. Okay. Only if you make 26 hours in a day. So those are all things. And how many, you all probably tried it, right? I see a lot of yeses, right? Okay. But does it stick? That's the question. Does it stick? Does it stay? Or is it just in the moment? Okay. And what my research has shown is that it doesn't stick. Okay. And I want to show you things that will stick. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is here's what here's what I want to let you guys know. So if you guys do want to replay, all you need to do is type hashtag replay down below. Okay, hashtag replay down below. Hey Julie, I see you've done some NLP. Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with any of them, right? But if they don't stay, don't you feel like you wasted your time? And it gets very frustrating. Like, is this ever going to work? And when you keep kind of failing and go up and go down and go up and go down, eventually what happens to the brain is it doesn't want to try anymore. See, the brain is wired by dopamine. Okay. You guys have all heard about dopamine as the thing that makes you like really want something, right? It's that craving gene. Well, it craves a positive response, right? And so if you keep doing things but get a negative response, your dopamine is not going to kick in. All right. And so you're going to start getting apathetic. And this is what we want to stop doing. Okay. So how do you figure out how do you start wiring your brain? There's a place that you have to start. So let's talk about where you have to start. Okay. So here's where you have to start. You can either have mastery or misery with your mind, right? So there's three places: the past, the present, and the future. And if you grab your workbook, you will see that dopamine is the honeymoon stage. I love it, Julie. Absolutely. It's like, ooh, remember when you fall in love with somebody? You're not in love. You're in desire. Okay. You think, oh, isn't he the best? And you can't stop thinking about them. You talk about them all the time. You text them all the time. And sure enough, 5 years later, it's like, don't call me so much. So that's dopamine. Okay. So if it doesn't keep getting positive response, it's not going to work. So past, present, and future. And what happens to each one of those? Is it pain or is it pleasure? Okay. So here's what I want you to do. And you will have this in your workbook. Okay. So just type hashtag workbook. And my team is standing by, Angie and Della and Sandy, and probably Tally too. So if you type hashtag workbook, they'll just automatically send it to you in the DM right now. Okay. So this is going to be in there, but it's also in your membership site. So you all have a member site. When you register, that takes you to the membership site. If you don't have it, we will follow up and make sure you get it in your email as soon as I am done. Okay. And you will be able to grab this day one workbook. And all of these charts and everything are in there. So what I want you to do is on your workbook is write down at least one positive experience about your past and one negative experience about your past. Okay. Think about the past, and wherever your mind goes. It could be something recent. It could be your childhood, but think about it in terms of what's holding you back. What is holding you back? And think about your past. Where could that have come from? So maybe it was when you were in high school and you got beat up all the time. I know I got bullied all the time in high school, right? So that would be a negative from my past. But you know what? Once I broke away from that crowd, I ended up being kind of recruited on the streets, and I started an amazing modeling career. So my past has a real dark negative and a real positive in there as well. Okay. So go ahead and put yours in there if you want to. If you want to put a positive, if you want to put a negative, go for that too. Okay. And yeah, exactly. For me to be able to see you, please click the little link up above so I can see your comments. And then that way I can respond and keep this interactive. Okay. Now for the present time, where are you right now in your life? And if you're here, you might be stuck a little bit blocked, right? So what is happening for you so that you look at the past as a pain or the current as a pain point? What's a pain point? Maybe you don't make enough money. Maybe you're not happy in a relationship. Maybe you don't love your body. It's not healthy. Or maybe you're sick and your body's kind of turning on you. What's the pain point of right now? And now what's the pleasure point of right now? What's something amazing that's happening right now? Okay. So write those two down on the next line. And then now we want to go in the future. Okay. So when you're looking at your future, what is something that looks painful? Like, oh my gosh, am I going to have to live here forever? Or, oh my gosh, what happens if I run out of money? I'm so worried. I only have 3 months of money left, right? Maybe that's a real pain point for you when you're thinking about the future. Okay, now what's a pleasure point about the future? Oh my gosh, when I get $1 million, oh, life is going to be so much more fun. Okay, so what's your pain? What's your pleasure? Okay. And now all of this is going to be layered upon what we're going to be going over the next few days. But I want you to have clear points, clear milestones that you can think about as we're going forward with this. Does that make sense? Okay. And it's very important to be able to distinguish, right? Pain and pleasure. Because what's going to happen is we do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. Okay. So if right now, let's say a pain point is I don't like my body. I wish I was 40 pounds lighter. Let's say that's my pain point. Okay. But right now, what I also love is I just let's think of something. So on one side, I have the pain of I'm 40 pounds overweight. Okay. On the other side, I'm so excited. We just moved and we came near a new park, and I can walk around the park every day. Okay, that would be a pleasure point. But guess what? The body's going to focus more on the pain. It's going to do more to avoid pain. So it's going to think about the pain all the time. And whatever you're thinking about is going to magnify. Okay, pain point is I did three 5-day challenges, but never got any paid clients. Keyword is yet. Absolutely, right? So that can be a huge pain, right? You're working, and nothing's happening, right? And it's like, gosh, how long is it going to go on? Pleasure? Me thinking about spending lots of quality time with my kids. Absolutely. So you think, I want that. But guess what? Your body, your brain is going to focus on, I don't get any clients. I don't get any clients. I don't get any clients. And that's what's going to continue to grow. Okay. Whatever you put the most emotion on is going to continue to grow. Does that make sense? So, right, if something is really close, you pay attention. If it's far away, and you don't pay attention to it, right, then it has less emotion. But you're most triggered in things by the things that are near or emotional to you. So that's why you want to distinguish what is driving me. You might say, I want to have all these clients, but the pain is where you're secretly motivated by your brain to keep going towards more no clients, more no clients, more no clients, right? That's why there's 3 of those. Okay. Does that make sense? So the good news is there's a way out of it. By the way, if you do want a call with us, okay, we've got a gift for you. These are your Power Pledge packs. Just type #call. It's a 10-minute call so that we can help you figure out where you are stuck, right? And this is like those cards. They're like flashcards for you, okay? So we want to get those to you. We'll get those to you on your call. And think of it like, are you guys familiar with AI? Okay. Have you seen Chat GPT? And how many of you have tried Chat GPT? I'll bet you Angie's going to be the first one to say, I do. Angie's our resident expert on AI and in-house, and she is amazing. So if you have been, yeah, there she goes, right? So what is AI, right? If you look at it, it's just about putting a whole bunch of information in. But the information that goes in is based on the questions you ask the computer, right? And so our mind is the same way. It's going to be based on the questions we keep asking ourselves. If we keep asking, how come I did 3 challenges and I got nothing, versus how do I spend more time with my kids? Okay. Somebody loves some Chat GPT. Absolutely. Okay. So where you're putting your questions and your energy and your emotion is what you're going to get more of. So these prompts that I was just showing you, that's why we want to give these to you, and there's actually 50 of them. So they're all numbered. And we want to give you them. So if you have that way, you have a way every single day to ask yourself empowering questions. Okay. And it's a really cool pack. So we'll get that to you. The 10-minute call, you just go to callconnie.com and it's super easy. Okay. And don't worry, there's nothing to buy. We're not going to ask for your credit card. We just want to help you get your mind right and get prepared for these whole 3 days that we're going to be together. And for those of you that are platinum, if you're a platinum person, then you are going to get the 4th day. Okay. And the 4th day is probably going to be my favorite because we're really going to dive deep on some things. So here's what's true. You know this, but I want to ask you, okay, whoever gets this right in the comments, you're going to get the next freebie. And the next freebie is this. Okay. And this is Mind Your Mood checklist. Okay. Actually, I'll put everybody, not just the first one. I'm going to give everybody who answers this correctly will get this cheat sheet. It's called Mind Your Mood. And it's a cheat sheet, and it's going to help you increase your mood the whole time we're here. Okay. So here's the question I have. Have you guys heard of 21 days to change your mind? 21 days to form a habit? How many of you have heard that? Okay. My question is it a myth or is it reality? Is it fact or fiction? Okay. Is it true or false? What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. Okay. And is it true that you can change your habits in 21 days? Go ahead and put that down. Yes or no? Is it true that you can change your habits in 21 days? I would love to hear from you guys. Let's see what you say. And how many say it's true? How many say it's false? Okay, let's see. So here's the question, right? Because all these mental myths are blocking our success. Is it true or is it false? 21 days to form a habit. Okay. Let's see. It's true, but it's actually 3 times 21. Yes, we have a genius in the house. I love it. Angie is completely right. And I know why she's right. Okay. So it does, it's a trick question. It does take 21 days to form a habit, but it actually isn't enough. And so this is why I was saying, remember how you tried those old things, the hypnosis, the NLP, the law of attraction, the secret, the vision boards? It wasn't enough. Okay. And so they don't keep you engaged enough to stick with it, and that's why you go down. so so it is true, but it's actually not true, because you need 3 21-day cycles of working on that habit in order to make it stick. And that's not long, right? Do you know that's only 63 days? That's just over 2 months. Okay. So it's nothing. Right? So what if, okay, so where are we? We're at the beginning of April. What if by June 1st, the biggest habit that's holding you back is gone forever? How would you feel about that? Forever. Like it will not come back ever. How many of you would be up for that? All right. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So let me show you how that works. Well, first we want to understand what's going on in here. We're going to, in order to erase a bad habit, we have to expose it for the truth. Right? Have you guys ever seen like a wolf in sheep's clothing? You know, someone that looks like they're so wonderful, but then you get to meet them and you realize, oh, they're a wolf. Maybe some of you have experiences with narcissists. Anybody have experience with some narcissists out there? I'm gonna raise my hand, right? This is where most of this training comes from being exposed to false people. And so we're going to show you how to make sure you never get exposed to false people again. We're going to do that on day 4. Okay. But here's the myth that we have to uncover, right? Here's the old habit myth is, and these myths will stunt your growth, that it's just a straight line thing. Like I could just say affirmations all day and that'll work, right? And you think that'll work? Or I can just look at my vision board every day and that will get me there. Okay. Those are just myths. It doesn't work. And all of you said, yeah, it didn't stick. Because what happens is you don't just go do it, right? You kind of go in and out and up and down. And sometimes you're with it and sometimes you're not, but you don't have that consistency, right? And so that's one of the things that makes it really hard. We don't stick to things very well. We have so many things distracting us, right? We get about 14,000 incoming messages into us every single day. 14,000, right? It's really hard. Yeah, total roller coaster, Julie. Absolutely. And so here's the other myth that we think, okay? I'll just do that and I will say I'm going to do this and I'll go there. It's a straight shot and I'm going to end up going higher in my life. Okay? Like I'm going to lose weight and then I'm going to lose the weight and then it's always going to continue on, right? Wrong. Okay? What happens, that same habit pattern, and you think it'll happen in 21 days. No, it doesn't happen in 21 days, right? You can't just look at your vision board every day for 21 days, say 21 days of affirmations. What happens is, yes, it'll go up, it'll improve. And that'll happen in the first like 21 days, right? And it'll start. But then what'll happen? Your brain can't maintain that enthusiasm, excitement for it, and you start to go down, down, down. And actually what happens is you go backwards. You go actually less than you were before. Has anybody ever done that, where you start on something and maybe your goal was to lose, like the example, 40 pounds, right? And then you did it, but then you stopped doing it. And then 6 months later, you're now 50 pounds overweight, right? You actually go worse than before. Maybe you said, I'm going to really work on my business. And you grind all day long. You hustle and grind. This is why I'm against hustle and grind. And then what happens? You're burnt out and you don't even want to look at it, and you're down farther. Does that make sense? Has anybody ever been there? Okay. So that's the reason this is happening to you. Okay. The old myths that you were being told don't work. Okay. So if you put that in, it was false, you're going to get the gift of the Mind Your Mood mind guide. Okay. So here's what happens. And this is the chart, right, of the percentage of people that actually stick with a habit or a goal that they're trying to achieve, or break a habit, right? Either way. So on day one, let's think of January 1st. On day one, everybody's gung ho, I'm going to do this thing. Before you even wake up the next morning, guess what? 8% of you have failed. You didn't even go for it. Okay. On day 4, it didn't take long. Okay. On day 4, only 55% of the people are still in the game 4 days later. That's why January 5th is a great time to go to the gym, because everybody's gone, right? And then what happens? 24% of the people are still going for it after 3 weeks. That's not a lot of people, right? 75% of the people out of the game. And guess what happens at day 63? 8% of the people are still in the game. So think about that. By just following what you're doing, only 8% of you are going to have any success. That's not fun, right? So we want to flip that around. Okay. So I'm going to show you how we do that. And then I'm going to give you some homework so that you can actually start getting aware of all of this. Okay. So what we're talking about is actually it is not here, so I'm going to go look for it in a second. What we're talking about is the 3 phases, okay, of mind mastery. And so there's 3 steps essentially that you need to go through. And what you need to do is you need to do these in order as well. Okay. And when you do them in order, and you do them in order for a certain amount of days and a certain amount of time, then it actually does change everything for you. Okay. So let's see here. I'm not sure why that is not showing up. I have some, what I'm going to show you is what's called a map of, it's like a compass of consciousness. Okay. And let me see if I can find this for you so you can see exactly what this looks like. And hold on just a second, because I think this will give you a better idea of what everything looks like. And it's in your workbook. So you can actually go to your workbook and you'll see it. And I'm going to show you here. This might be an easier way for me to show you here. Hold on just a second. You guys will have to understand that I am not the best when it comes to when it comes to computers and multitasking and all of that. So as you can see, this is live now. So let me see if I can show you that. If not, I will show you in a little bit. But so here's the 3 steps. Okay. You need to eliminate the old pattern. That's what we're talking about today. Get rid of it. Then you want to self-activate. Okay. I'm going to tell you what that means. And then you want to habituate. Okay. And that's the key. That habituation is what locks it in. Okay. So let me show you how these look all tied together, because it's a process. Okay. They overlap and they interweave with one another. Okay. So this is the first step. Okay. That's eliminate. When you eliminate the thing that is bothering you and blocking you, guess what? It only takes 10 minutes. Now, you might have been dealing with it for a year, but it actually only takes 10 minutes. And what happens in that first cycle is you're going to get absolute clarity. Okay. And now it happens quickly in 10 minutes, but it's totally gone, right? You eliminate it out within that 21 days, but it only takes you about 10 minutes a day. That's it. Okay. So then what happens? The next thing is that you want to self-activate. Okay. So now you've gotten rid of that one thing, but then you want to put in activation the next thing that you want to focus on. Okay. And so now that you don't have the thing bothering you, that's the pain point that has your brain dopamine hooked, right? Now you can start focusing on the pleasure. Okay. So this is a really fun phase because this is the pleasure phase, right? And so you can actually get to that point in an hour. Okay. Now that's going to happen in the second phase of 21 days. So then what we do is the third phase. And the third phase is where you just feel freedom. You're just in a total state of bliss. Okay. And then you stay there for life. That's the key. You get the freedom after you have eliminated the problem. You focus on what you want, the pleasure. And then we have to seal it in. Okay. So it's sort of like if you, let's say you had a neighbor come into your house and they're very disruptive and you're like, God, I got to get them out of here. And then you get them out of here and then you got to kind of clean the floors and everything because clean up all the mess they made. Right. But you have to make sure that you don't leave your door wide open so that they don't keep coming back in and day out. Okay. So you have to basically change the locks. Does that make sense? Right? You've got to change the locks and change it so they can't keep coming in. And that's the same thing with the thoughts and the patterns that you have and the habits that you have that are taking you back to the old way. See, remember the tendency is to go back to the old way. The brain actually takes up 25% of the energy of the body. And yeah, amen. Yeah, you don't have to go back. Absolutely, Julie. Thank you, Nadia. It makes it really clear, right? When you can see, okay, how many of you could see, and they're not here, okay? I want you to just put the first name in the comment, okay? Anyone who does this, I'm going to give you gift number 3, okay? Let me give you gift number 3. If you just put in the first name, let me see which one do we have? I've given you the mood, and I've given you the talk. I have another one here. Oh, I don't have it show. It's here in this picture. Okay. It's actually on the bottom. And I'm going to give you wealth. Okay. So I'm going to give you the wealth gift right now. Okay. And this is a mind med for wealth. So if you put this name down below, I'm going to give this free gift to you. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to give it right to you and put it in your membership site, in your member site. So you have that. So let me see. I'm going to have you, we're going to give you the gift for wealth. Okay. So our team is going to comment back with you. It says wealth and ask you if you still want this gift. Okay. So what do you have to do? Think about that person. Who is that person that comes into your house, into your life, and makes a mess, right? They come in dirty shoes. They swear, they, mess things up. They break things. They never leave, right? Who is that person that every time they're like a grenade, right? And every time they're around you, they like throw a grenade in your lap. They always tell you something that triggers you and makes you feel less confident and uncertain about yourself. Who is that person? So in order to get the freebie, the Wealth Mind Med, I want you to put in the first name. All right, we have a brave soul in here. Now, I know those people aren't here because those people don't ever want to work on their mind. They don't ever want to get better. And do you want to know why they never want to do it? Just in case you think you're going to help them and heal them. Big baby brother, right? We see a Jurgen in there. Who else? Gabriella. Okay. See, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, good old Fred. So you guys know somebody. I know you know somebody. Okay. And that person that comes to your mind, guess what? They still trigger you. Okay. They are still a trigger. You're still connected to them, right? And, you know, sometimes you don't feel it, but sometimes they can just really stretch you, right? Just like a slinky, right? What do? They just keep making you go down and down and down because you probably haven't talked to them or thought about them in a while. But I tell you a description and you know exactly who I'm talking about, don't you? So, what does that mean? That they have to be detoxed out of your life. They have to go, right? Do you agree? And how many of you have tried, right? How many times? Put it down below. How many times have you tried to get rid of that person? Said, I am never going to talk to that person again. I am done with them. Never again. Okay. Maybe at some point in your life, you were in a relationship with somebody. I was in a relationship with a never again. And it took about a year and a half to get you know the house cleaned out, so to speak. So how many times? Or right? That slide is still in the file cabinet. I love it, Julie. Another great analogy, right? Try thousands and thousands and thousands, 7 times 70. And then we go into what? We go into some guilt and shame, right? About, oh, you know, forgive them again, forgive them again, forgive them again. Okay. And what happens? We just keep going round and round in a circle. Okay. So I want to show you this. And I don't know why this didn't show, but I'm, yeah, fortunately I don't have anyone like that in my life. Good for you. So you can focus on moving forward, because when they come in, you have got to get them out. The hard part is getting them out. Okay. Once they do, now we just clean up. Now we focus on the new because we know they're not coming back, right? That's that second phase. That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow when we rewire all this. Okay. And then we got to make sure that the door is shut on that it will not go backwards. That is the most frustrating thing about working on yourself. And the whole personal development movement is, what is it, like $31 billion? It's like ridiculous. And why? It's like the cancer world. Okay. I had cancer, right? And you would think it was so many years ago that they would have had a cure or something. Why don't they? It's because that's not the goal. The goal isn't to cure cancer. The goal is to profit from it. Okay. And so I know that might upset some of you, but you just have to follow the money trail. Okay. So you want to figure out, how do I get rid of something permanently? Okay. I've never had cancer after that time I had cancer, never been sick. I don't unlock the door to it. Okay. And I'll show you guys all of those secrets of what that looks like. I am going to do my best to show this thing here, if I can. Okay, so bear with me because I want you guys to see the compass of consciousness. If you don't have your workbook yet, I do want you to be able to see it. And I don't know if this is going to work, so don't laugh at me. Okay, so I'm going to try and show it. And let's see if this will work. I don't think it will. No, I can't show it to you. I will show it to you tomorrow. For some reason, it isn't working. Oh, okay, here it is. I hope. Okay, well, I don't think it's going to work. Okay. Hey, Joe, glad you're here. Glad you made it. Hope you had a great class. Okay, I think I got it. Hold on. So what the compass of consciousness is that there's some different blocks that you're going to go through. Okay. And each one of them, you can see, where am I? Okay. Because what I do is I always tell people, I can meet you and I can tell in about 15 seconds where you are on this map. Okay. And so what I want to do is show it to you. Here we go. Now I can show it to you. Okay, so hopefully this is sharing. Give me a thumbs up. Say yes if you can see this. I want to make sure that you guys can see this. And so when you're thinking about that person or that thing that's holding you back, that if you think if I could just get rid of that person or that thing, life would be great. Okay, so these are the things that are affecting your mind, and you want to kind of go around because there's not one that's bigger or better than another. It's not like in a vertical line. It's really kind of a circle, and you can look at it like a clock. Okay, and so I always like to say that like we're all born at 12 o'clock. Okay, and then as we grow through life, right, we go around the clock like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, and we experience different things. And as our consciousness elevates, we are becoming more advanced. Okay. And so basically, we're getting kind of farther around the clock. So some people get stuck at different time zones, right? Like they could be stuck at block number 1 or time 2 or 3. Okay. So what I like to do is just, it helps me notice where somebody is. And if you know where somebody is on their level of consciousness, then you can know how they're going to behave. And you can decide if this is going to be a disturbing element in your life or not. Okay. So block number 1. Okay. And that's the first block. These people haven't really evolved. They haven't really woken up. Okay. It's still 1 in the morning for these people. Okay. So that's where they live, in the areas of guilt, shame, and apathy. Okay. Maybe you know somebody like that. Maybe you remember a time when you felt like that. Maybe you're there right now, where there's things that are making you feel guilty, or people like, shame on you. I can't believe you're like that. Or you're at the point where I just don't want to do anything. Like, I'm just done. I can't get the energy to make anything happen. All right. So that's block number 1. Now, block number 2 is you could be stuck in grief. Maybe you've lost somebody close to you, or lost a job. Okay. It could be lost a pet, and you're going through the 5 stages of grief. It could be fear. You just have these fears: fear of moving forward, fear of success, fear of failure, fear of being wrong, fear of being called out, fear of other people's opinions. There could be all kinds of fears. And desire. We talked about, desire, right? That's not love. Okay. Like, I want this. Oh, I so want this. I want this. I want this. There's this wantingness all the time. Okay. So again, those people are waking up a little bit more. It's like 2 or 3 in the morning, right? So that's block number 2. Okay, so block number 3. And so what I want you to do is kind of write down what block you're going to be in. So I'll go through these. Okay, so block number 3 is anger, pride, or courage. Okay, so maybe you have a lot of anger. You're mad at somebody. Maybe you were mad at somebody. You can't let it go. You're still mad at them. Or maybe you're like, you've advanced up from anger. Like, I'm not angry anymore, but ooh, I'm going to get them. I'm going to show them, right? And there's all this pride. That's the place where you see a lot of Marines, right? Hoorah. Okay. Nothing against the Marines. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with any of these phases. They're just telling you something, right? It's telegraphing you a message so that you know what your behavior would be if you continue it in pain or in pleasure, right? Because anger can be a good thing, right? You don't want to hold in anger. So anger can have a positive benefit. But if you don't deal with your anger properly, it can be a negative. All of these have the plus and the minus, the pain and the pleasure to them. Okay. And courage, where you're like, I'm going to do this. I can do this. Oh, that's great. But not if you're drunk and you're trying to fly off of a roof, right? That's false courage. Okay. So remember, either side, but we're talking about the blocks of these right now. The block number 4, it's kind of pre-dawn, right? It's neutrality. You're starting. You're just like, well, whatever. And maybe with that person, the Fred or the all those the Jurgen and all those names, maybe you're just neutral to them, like whatever. Okay. And then there's willingness. Like, I'm gonna try this, right? Like, I don't know what she's teaching about all this science and neuroscience and physics, but I'm gonna listen. I'm willing to show up for 3 days. Okay. And then acceptance. Like, you know what? I accept it. I got a problem. I got to fix this. And that's block 4. So block 5. Okay. Now we're coming around to the point of reason, love, and joy. Like, you know what, that's reasonable. And you look at logic. A lot of people are in that phase here, especially in the US here, and certain countries, like very much reason. Like, if that makes sense, I'm going to do it. Okay. Then you go into states of love, people who are very loving, and then joy. That's block 5. And then block number 6. Okay. That is peace, bliss, and enlightenment. Right? Pretty much nothing bothers you right there. Okay. So right, you're in full light, right? It's not dark out anymore. Okay. So how do you get mastery? Mastery comes from devotion, discipline, and detachment. Okay. You're not attached. You just are detached. It's not like it doesn't bother me. That's not it. Detachment is like, I'm done with it. Okay. It's just not even on your radar. Okay. And then total freedom is the miracle field. Okay. So does that make sense to you guys? So make sure you get this from your workbook. I don't know what that is. Okay. I want to make sure that I find you guys again. Okay. Hopefully you guys saw that, because I couldn't see you at all. But that's the map of consciousness. It's in your workbook. So if you don't have your workbook, just type #workbook. Okay. So this is day 1. And I also want to give you guys some homework. Okay. Because what we're doing is we're getting you to wake up. We're getting you to be aware of who are the offending things. Thanks, Nadia. And why? What are the false myths that you have? Okay. So with all the blocks, we want to show you, this is going to be your homework in your workbook. Okay. So where are you? Look at your moons. Those are telling you, those were different levels and emotions. Okay. Of levels of consciousness, of like on a compass. Okay. So that you know where to guide yourself. And so of the different blocks, this aligns with the SOAR formula, right? Some of you have taken that SOAR quiz. If you want the SOAR quiz, just write #SOAR quiz and we'll get that to you. So how are you feeling right now? Okay. Are you feeling sort of stretched? Okay. And you're going to do this in your workbook. Okay. Or you can put it here. Okay. If you put it here, we have another gift for you. We will give you the cheat sheets here. So if you're feeling stretched, that means you're kind of uncertain. You could be like moody, like one day you're up, one day you're down, maybe overwhelmed. You feel stressed or tense, and maybe a little insecure. Okay. So if that's you, that's going to be the stretched block. Now, the next block, do you feel anxious, confused, kind of hyper? Or kind of excited sometimes? Are you frustrated or nervous? Okay. So that's the spinning block. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for letting us know. Okay. Stretch. Yes. That's because she works with me, right? I stretch them to the brink. Okay. Now, here's stuck. Let's see. How many stucks? Anybody stuck? Stuck, angry. Okay. Loss of control. Like you're trying to control everything. Why do people try to control things? Because they have no control, right? Those are a lot of people with addictions. When I was very young, I was very much controlled. Not in such a bad way, but lots of control around me. People telling me what to do. Look at it more like a lot of boundaries that I thought were a little too close that I had to stick within. Okay. And so I didn't feel like I had much control in my life of what I could do, where I could go, and all of that. And so when I was modeling, and even though I was really tall and really skinny, I ended up developing an eating disorder because it was the only thing I could control, right? I'm traveling around the world and I'm doing all this stuff for everybody else and modeling and getting A's and being a good daughter and trying to be a good sister, except for that one. I didn't have control. So the only thing I was able to control was the fork. right? I could control the fork and the spoon because I didn't have it. So a lot of people use lack of control as a mechanism of control. So if you're around people that are very controlling, maybe that'll help you understand that. Or if you're very controlling over things, maybe you'll understand that secretly you don't feel like you have any. Maybe you're in panic and scared. Yeah, Julie, you can relate. Absolutely. A lot of times people in relationships feel loss of control. And usually that attracts control freaks. An urge to yell or destroy things. Like, ugh. And a lot of people do that with their business, right? They actually build it up only to self-sabotage. Okay. People do that with money. They get some money and then they go spend it. Okay. So that's stuck. That's the blue. Okay. And then the gold is slipping. So just kind of bored, maybe a little sad, melancholy, slow. I wrote slow twice, but a little bit apathetic, tired, withdrawn, like no energy, lethargic. Okay. Like, doing this again. It's like same old, same old. Okay. So that's you slipping. Okay. So go ahead and write down in the comments. Again, if you put your comment in, we'll get you the cheat sheet on this. And now here's the cool thing. In your workbook, there's a sheet that's going to get you out of that. Okay, so those are the four major blocks. That's the way you've been feeling. Yeah, always been controlled by someone or something in the past. Absolutely. And that's a habit. That's a pattern, right? That we're going to break. Okay. My sister is very controlling. Is it my sister? We might have the same sister, Nadia. Okay. And you notice these people are often very close to you. And wouldn't it be great to get them farther away? Okay. That's what you're going to be able to know. Angie's got one of those sisters too. Okay. So, I just, who was it? Wayne Dyer, who I mentored with for a long time. I mentored with him and Deepak Chopra for a while. And he said, well, I think it's just one person. They just get around a lot, right? So in your workbook, there's a list of trigger questions. These are trigger prompts. Remember I told you about the prompts, like an AI, you have to put in the right information to get the right information back. So these prompts will help you eliminate that block, okay? And chances are, once you're in a block, you tend to stay in that block, okay? And you just keep attracting similar circumstances around that type of block, okay? So I'll show you those again. And we classify them in simple words like stretched, spinning, stuck, or slipping, okay? So pick which one is yours, put it down in the comments, okay? And then all of this is to get you the awareness to erase these things. Okay. So please, please, please do your homework. Okay. If you need your workbook, if you don't have the workbook, type workbook. My team will just send it out to you. And then make sure you check in your members area. Okay. In the members area, you will be able to download all of these. Okay. So if you don't check the DMs, then check your members area. And if you guys are wondering what members area, what's this? Okay, there's 3 tickets. Okay, 3 tickets, silver, gold, platinum. Okay, now silver, you get these freebies just by being live. Okay, and we have a mind med for you. Some of you guys know that I create these for people because I know how the mind works, right? That compass. Okay, well, with that compass, your brain is actually going through 5 different brain cycles, okay? Alpha, beta, delta, gamma, and theta. Okay, so what we've done is created these mind meds or binaural mind meds to match those, okay? So what I'm doing is if you're a silver member, you got a silver ticket, means you can be here for free, okay? I'm going to give you one of these, all right? And I'm also going to give you the script that goes with it, okay? As well as the guided mind med. Now, if you are silver, okay, you guys are twice as lucky. You're going to get 2 of those, okay? I forgot who my silver. I was talking to someone earlier about silver. Okay, but we'll give you. You will get 2 of these, okay? And so that way you can listen to one in the morning, one at night if you want to, or however you want to mix it up. And now you platinum people, you are the lucky ones. You will get 6 6 of them, okay? And they're all for different areas, like for calm, for gratitude. I'll show them to you tomorrow, okay? Calm, gratitude, letting go, for anger, for stress, for sleep. I think I did that one just personally for me. But there's all different ones, okay? And so all together, you silver people get 1, gold people get 2, platinum people get 6. You platinum people also have 10 bonuses that you're going to get, including my upcoming new book for free. And then I'll show you everything that you guys get. But so all you have to do is register. Okay. So if you haven't registered, that's where you're going to download this. And that's where you're going to get the workbooks and the replays and everything. Okay. So we made it real simple for you. So you can go there and you can go back there and you can watch it again. You got to keep the replays for life. So it's a video series for you if you're platinum. So all you do is pick your seat, silver, gold, or platinum. And silver is free. So if you're like, I don't have 2 cents to rub together, you will, okay, once we change your mind. But start there, okay? And you'll just enter your information. It will not charge you. I just promise you it will not charge you. And yay for platinum. Julie, good job. Also, Joe, you're here. I know you're silver. Type in what you are down below, okay? We'd love to know what you are. Again, the more you contribute, the more free stuff you get. So guys, this is it for today. I want you to take everything you've got and go do your homework, okay? Answer those prompts so that you will be able to eliminate those intruders, okay, from your life, okay? So no slinky, no going up and down and back and forth and roller coastering, okay? And thank you for playing along, everybody. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock is going to be more in depth, okay? This is just scratching the surface, okay? Now we're going to get into rewiring your brain. This is where we go into a little bit more into the neuroscience, the physics, and some really, really, really genius, amazing people that have taught me a lot. I'm going to share that with you. And then you will have a new workbook that'll appear in your members for Tuesday, okay? So your workbook for today, get your workbook for today. That's your Monday workbook. Your Tuesday workbook, we're going to give you tomorrow. And your Wednesday workbook, we'll give you on Wednesday because we don't want you getting overwhelmed. Okay. So also, I'm bribing you, right? I want you to come back every day because you need to do the 3 phases, right? What we're doing is we're taking you on a compressed version of this, right? And taking you through the experience of changing every habit 21 days at a time. You're very welcome. Okay. So please give me some feedback down below. Let me know if this helped you, if you liked it. If you did, please invite someone to come back tomorrow. I would love your feedback. This is my passion. I love talking about this and helping people to understand, where am I, like on that compass of consciousness? Why am I behaving this way? Oh, I'm behaving like it's 3 in the morning, or oh, I feel amazing because I'm at 11 o'clock at night, right? You can't touch me. I'm invincible. So when you figure out where you are, then we can reprogram you. Does this make sense to you guys? I hope it does. Please give me some feedback. You're very welcome. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Now, tomorrow I do want you to let you guys know that we have our system set up. So if you're platinum and you want to come on live with me tomorrow, you can, and hop on live and ask questions at the end. Okay. So, and if you're thinking about it, wow, I didn't even know there were different levels, let us know. And if you just want to say, hey, can you show me what the levels are? Can you show me the different pricing and all of that? And go to the Iconic Mind, you'll see it. If you have any trouble doing it on your phone, do it on your PC, or let us know. I'm trying to do it on my phone, but I can't get my silver or my gold ticket. It's a glitch. I don't know how to fix it. So just let us know. We'll give you a link, or just go to your PC. But I really want you guys to come in, dive in, get as much of the freebies as you can, and get as much access to me as you can, because you get 4 days with me when you're platinum, and that fourth day is going to blow your mind. Okay. It's 2 hours and it's very focused, and it's going to be only a handful of people. So there's only a handful of platinum tickets that I have. Okay. There's only so many seats on the actual site that I use. And so I can only let a few people in. Okay. But hopefully it's you. Okay. And that's ask me anything. Okay. You can ask me about your mindset, your business, whatever. And I'm going to turn it all around, because 97% of what's going on in your life is up here. Okay. And this is what's stopping you. And so you might not see it. You might think, oh, I don't know why you don't get leads. I don't know why I'm not visible. I don't know why, whatever. Guess what? It's this. Okay. And I'll show it to you. I'll prove it to you on that fourth day, and it'll blow your mind. Okay. So we'll see you tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Thanks for being here. And if you have any questions, let us know. Make sure you go log into your member site and get what's available to you. And those of you who participated and made comments, we're going to be loading up your stuff into your member site. Okay. So you have to log in, and when you log in, you will see it. And if you just logged in, like after noon, if you got your ticket after 12 noon today, give us a little time to get, because we have to manually assign you to the different levels. Okay. All right, everybody. See you tomorrow, 5 p.m. Bring a friend, and I can't wait to see you then. Bye-bye.